three-way tie for the regular season title, and now we get ready for the championship at 157.
The number 2 seed from NC State. He's a senior from Du Bois, Pennsylvania, Ed Scott. His opponent, the top seed from Virginia Tech, a redshirt freshman from Brazil, Rafael Hipolito Jr.
The seeds hold true to form at 157. The defending champion is back. Ed Scott looking for his third ACC title. Standing in his way, the young redshirt freshman from Brazil, Rafael Hipolito. Hipolito, injured during a stretch of this season, missed a couple of weeks. In fact, he missed about a month, made the triumphant return to the mat against Pitt. These two met in the final duel in Blacksburg back at Castle Coliseum to close out the regular season, and Hipolito won 3-2. Third meeting all time between these two. Scott took care of Hipolito last season when they pulled the red shirt off in the NC State Virginia Tech duel.
Now, this is a position that we're going to see all match. Both guys are really comfortable with Greco-Roman wrestling. Greco-Roman meaning upper body. Both guys want to get to the over-under. They're both good at throwing. Hipolito really held off Scott in the dual meet. Didn't allow him to get anything going with his underhooks. And Hipolito actually scored with back points in the second period to win the match. So we'll see what adjustments Ed Scott can make if he can get to his upper body positions in neutral.
Biggest match by far in the young career of Rafael Hipolito. It's always intriguing to see a veteran like Scott, a youngster, an up-and-comer like Hipolito. Keep in mind, Virginia Tech in the driver's seat as far as the team race go. They entered tonight 20 points out in front of second place North Carolina State. The Hokies with 6 finalists. NC State has 5.
Yeah, one thing that you'll see from Hipolito a lot in neutral is he kind of has a little bit of a boxer stance. He'll move back and forth, a lot of motion with his feet and his hands. Ed Scott doing a good job of closing distance, not allowing him to stay from space.
Dancing around Hipolito, trying to get to his angle. First real shot opportunity. Scott trying to fend it off. Hipolito near the edge, keeps that left foot in, but Scott able to get out of bounds.
A great job of Ed Scott being able to defend that shot. You see here, Hipolito is really doing a good job of driving up. Ed Scott has a little bit of that underhook in there to stop his momentum. They go off the mat, no points.
Halfway through this first period, no score. Hipolito with the first real scoring threat a few moments ago.
You see that motion that he's doing. That's what set up that shot. A lot of motion. Ed Scott reach. He dropped in for that single, and then will look to come up to the body.
Back inside. Left hand inside. Don't just let him hang on your head. That's all he wants to do is hang.
Inside a minute to go. Scott trying to drive in that underhook, but Hipolito not letting that arm get through.
Yeah, because these guys have wrestled a couple of times, Hipolito's got to know when Ed Scott's looking to punch that hook. He seems to have a read on it, and Scott the same way. When Hipolito's getting that underhook, they're doing a good job of getting weight on it to allow the other guy not to get any momentum with it. Now, with 30 seconds here, a first period takedown is huge. In a match that you know is going to be close, can you get one at the edge, at the end? If you get one at the end of the period, it really sets you up well for the rest of the match.
Hipolito clears the head, a position that Ed Scott certainly has made a living on with that front headlock position. Short time in this opening period, our first bout of the night. 2025 championship edition of the ACCs. And we will go to the second period scoreless. Tony Roby, year number 8. The Erie, Pennsylvania native, the 5-time ACC Coach of the Year, looking to guide the Hokies back on top of this conference. The last title was in 2018. He just patiently waited for his team to get healthy. They really did not have all their parts in place until late in the year. But boy, once they got their full lineup in, their full fleet, they have been lethal.
Yeah, you're right. And earlier on the season, Virginia Tech was red hot. They stumbled a little bit towards the middle of the season, but Roby's doing a great job of getting them to peak at the right time.
Quick point for Scott. He is away, and a 1-0 lead for the senior. Seems like forever ago, Ed Scott started his career at 149 back in 2021. Three-time NCAA qualifier, went 2-2 last year at Nationals. Always an exciting style of wrestling, known for the ability to get bonus points. He's an All-American from a couple of years ago.
See there, a big snap by Hipolito. I like to see these guys mix it up a little bit. They know that their underhook's not working, just as Hipolito's in a big shot, big finish. Great double leg from space, bringing his hips in to get the quick finish on Scott. It's not easy to do.
We saw Hipolito hit that double often in his semifinal win against the tough freshman from Stanford. Scott away quickly in a 3-2 lead for the youngster from Brazil, the 4-time world champion in jiu-jitsu. When you look at Rafael Hipolito, started jiu-jitsu when he was 3 years old because his dad did it. It runs in the family. His sister, a 4-time world champion in that style of combat.
You just see he's so comfortable with getting back to that over-under. Anytime he takes a shot, he's immediately looking to get to his underhook. And Ed Scott is really good in front head offense. He's used to being able to get to legs there, but not on Hipolito. Very stingy defensively as well as offensive with his offense, Hipolito is.
Second period will wind down. The takedown by Hipolito, a couple of escapes from Ed Scott, and a 3-2 lead for Virginia Tech.
You see this takedown, great shot, just continue to drive his legs, bring his hips in and secure both legs for the takedown.
A weight class in which the ACC will send 3 for sure on to Philadelphia. Hipolito headlining the pack, ranked 10th. Scott right behind him at 15th. Hipolito underneath into a quick stand-up. Not much resistance from Scott, and he is away in a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, you saw the NC State coaches in between the break telling Ed just to cut him. With only 2 minutes left and down by 1, they know he needs to get a takedown. Put him up on his feet, gives yourself the whole period to work for a takedown.
Any changes from the last time these two met from your chair?
Pretty similar. Hipolito's done a really good job with his motion, keeping Ed Scott off balance. And every time he's using that motion, Ed Scott's reaching, and he's not able to get his hands set. If you're Hipolito, continue to do the same thing. Your motion is really throwing him off. Look to sting him again to put the match away. If you're Ed, you got to switch it up. Get him underneath just like this, but now you got to defend. Hipolito is in that over-under. Here's what we're talking about, going big. Both guys are comfortable here. Watch Hipolito look to try to get his hands locked and attack the body. Ed's got to continue to use his hips and hip in, square up. Here he hips in. He's got weight down with that whizzer. Hipolito gets both feet. Wow, what a really crafty takedown there on the edge. Ed Scott continued to whizzer. Hipolito used his outside knee to trap Ed Scott's far leg and pull it in for a takedown. That really could seal it here with 45 left.
That last exchange demonstrates why these Virginia Tech coaches are so excited about his creativity.
Yeah, watch this. Hipolito's going to use his left knee to go to the far side of Ed Scott's leg and pull it in, almost like using the third hand. Really impressive.
Tony Roby, Jared Frere happy with what they're watching. Hipolito now creating a little bit of separation, a 7-2 lead. 35 seconds to go, trying to deny Ed Scott his third ACC title. Hipolito looking for that mat return, and he brings Scott down.
A great job on top here. Hipolito just being stingy, not letting Ed Scott get any easy points. Up 7-2, looking for that suck back that worked in the dual meet. Now 7-3, he's got 15 seconds. He can play the edge if he needs to. He doesn't have any stall calls.
Rafael Hipolito off a redshirt season a year ago. We talked about the jiu-jitsu talent as a young boy. Suffered a serious foot injury when he was very young, had to transition to wrestling. And oh, what a transition it's been. His first full year in the lineup, and he caps it with an ACC title.
And Hipolito looked awesome. That might be the best match I've seen him wrestle all year. Just really sound defensively, picked his spots, scored quick, rode hard, did all the right things.
Virginia Tech picks up where they left off earlier today in the sessions, and the Hokie chant echoing through Cameron Indoor Stadium early.
And Virginia